There's a civil war of ideas going on in California where the rebellion against Governor Jerry Brown's sanctuary state legislation is heating up tonight. These counties back the law that protects illegals, and these want it overturned, and that list is growing. Now San Diego, the second largest city in California, is going to take a big vote tomorrow night, potentially to overturn the law. Our next guest is leading that fight, former San Diego City Councilman DeMaio. I spoke with him earlier and asked him how it looks.
Well, it's going to be close because obviously there's a lot of misinformation out there. There are groups out there who are trying to make this about racism. They're trying to make it about even immigration. Look, we are proud of the fact that America is built on immigrants. We are a welcoming country. San Diego County is basically indicative of that. We have so much diversity and tranquility in this county. But this is not about racism. It's not about immigration. It's not even about illegal immigration. Sanctuary cities and sanctuary states are about whether we want to shield criminals, whether we want criminals re-released into our communities to commit more crimes. And, you know, who is for that? The only people who are for that are the criminals and Sacramento politicians who are trying to play the race card in politics.
So if you buck this trend and you do not back this law, what will happen, you know, in terms of ICE and in terms of Homeland Security? Because Jerry Brown has already said that with this law in effect, he believes that those two entities should not be prevented from doing their job.
Well, the reality is that the sanctuary state and sanctuary city laws make it very difficult for federal law enforcement to do their jobs. And it actually puts at risk the very people that the Sacramento politicians say that they're trying to safeguard, like the Dreamers. Now, law enforcement has to go out on widespread raids. And so some people who are not criminals may be caught up in that. No, what we need to do is focus our efforts on getting criminals off the street and getting them deported so that they cannot commit more crimes. And I think that we are going to get San Diego County on record against sanctuary state. We're going to have a two-punch strategy. First, we're going to challenge the law in court, and that's obviously underway right now with the Attorney General's lawsuit. And then we're going to do a citizens initiative on whatever remains standing after the court battles so that we can actually repeal sanctuary state and make sure that we can work collaboratively, local law enforcement and federal law enforcement working together to keep our communities safe.
You know, I mean, it's fascinating when you look at the map that we just put up and you see how divided the state of California has become. And I'm just curious what your feel is for people who may have, you know, been long traditionally Democrat and liberal and who have supported these ideas like giving illegals, and you have 2.3 million illegal residents or illegal people in the state of California, who they said, yes, you know, let's give them a driver's license, let's give them tuition assistance. Do you sense that they are getting tired of what they have been providing and that maybe they're kind of in the mood for a change?
Oh, Martha, I think we are now seeing a second class of citizen created in California. And the second class of citizen are people who are law-abiding taxpayers. They're treated differently than almost everyone else. The criminals, people who are not here legally, people who don't pay taxes. And I think a lot of folks, Democrat, independent, they're getting fed up as well. And I think that you are going to see a real solid response in California, a correction, if you will. And I think people are wisening up to the fact that these are pretty extreme policies.
Yeah, I mean, even Jerry Brown has said he will send National Guard to the border. So we'll see where it goes, and we'll be watching the vote tomorrow night. Carl, thank you so much. Good to see you tonight.
Thanks. Absolutely.